What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another episode of the Dossier, the Marvel Crisis Protocol show, where we talk about all exciting characters from Marvel Crisis Protocol, what we like about their character design, their card design, and the miniature design, and how we kind of feel they fit into the game as well. Remember, these are just our opinions. They are not right, they are not wrong. They are just meant to kind of give you an overview of what to expect from the character, and maybe get you looking a little bit more and playing around with them. And obviously get involved in the conversation below, because it's the best way to learn, like start talking about things. Now, obviously, we can't do this without the support of our wonderful patrons and viewers. You also can support the channel for $1 a month if you go to patreon.com/AegisBrandStudios. It makes all of this something we are able to do, keep up with, and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully it allows us to keep improving. So today we have Baron Helmut Zemo. He is the final member of the Earth's Mightiest core box that we have to look at today, and I think he's one of the more interesting ones, at least in my personal opinion here. So we are going to take a quick look at him. So right off the hop, I like this model. I will say I did prefer one little detail in the old one, and that was the bomber jacket over like this black jumpsuit with the white gloves and boots. But he has a really nice sense of motion to this one. It's not awful. I mean, if you want to be enterprising, you could easily put like the bomber jacket on him. I think it works all in all. I think the sort of like the pink under bodysuit with the black and the whites really helped the whole model really pop. I love the sense of forward momentum. I think that's actually really good for any of the Zemos, because those guys are just always moving all over the place and causing a lot of trouble anywhere on the board. So I really do enjoy this model. Small details aside, I like that he's pushing off the rock, not using it to sort of like boost himself up or anything like that. The sword is in a great position. I like that the pistol is right there ready to go, and his hand is outstretched ready to like grab something and make a run for it. Very easy to assemble. No big problems with that one. He lacks the annoying shoulder elbow pads. Yeah, the elbow pads of the original Zemo, so you don't have to deal with those shenanigans right there, because those were a nightmare. It really shows how AMG has upped their designing game for it. But yeah, I think he stands right up there. He's definitely a solid model. I don't know if I'd say he's one of the best, but I really do enjoy the model itself. As far as the card itself goes, we have a 4/3/4 stat line, which is great defenses for a 4-threat character. 5 stamina, 4 threat, size 2, medium move. So he's not as long moving as the original Zemo, but he has got a lot of tech to kind of get around that. So we have a sword strike as his basic attack. Physical, range 2, 5 dice, 0 power. It is a builder attack, so he's going to gain power equal to damage dealt. It's got a wild pierce, and then he's got a crit wild dancing strike, which after the attack is resolved, this character may advance short. So right there, we're already seeing his ability kind of move around the board a little bit more. He doesn't have that long move, but he's got more instances where he can potentially move around and be very potent. He can make a bunch of attacks, move, all that sort of stuff. We have Adhesive Pistol, a physical attack for range 4, 5 dice, 0 power. I think this is my favorite attack in the game so far. Whether or not it's good, I don't know, but I love it. It's got a bevy of conditions. You got that wild slow, you got the crit wild stun, and a crit wild skull stagger. And the fact that this is at range 4, it's no power cost. You can get this off on round 1. Even if you just get the slow off, it's a win in my book. But if you get the slow and the stun, awesome. And if you happen to get the stagger, that's just amazing. I love this attack. I want to use it more. I think it's just so interesting. And I think it's just absolutely great that he's just running around with a glue gun basically and causing problems. So it's a lot of fun. We have Coup de Grace, which is a range 3, 7 dice for 3 power. It is his only spender attack. After the attack is resolved, if the character was dazed or KO'd by this attack, this character may advance short. It's an okay spender. I think I kind of prefer using like the other attack. Like basically, it's the extra dice that you're going for on this one if you're looking for it. At the very least, he doesn't have a whole lot he's spending power on, so it's not like this is never going to come up for you. But as far as spenders go, it's okay. He brings a new leadership to Hydra. It's the Army of Evil. It is when this leadership becomes active, add 1 Hydra or unaffiliated Team Tactics card from your unused Team Tactics cards to your available Team Tactics cards. It may be played this game. And additionally, once each turn, after 1 or more allied characters pays power to play a Team Tactics card, choose one of the chosen of the characters that paid power. They gain 1 power. This is an interesting leadership. The ability to get a 6th Tactics card is not to be understated. I think that can really give you a lot of tactical flexibility, especially after seeing what the other person is bringing to the table. Whether or not it's enough to warrant a leadership, I don't know. I've seen some really cute things where people like figuring out a way to like bring in 7 or 8 cards by doing things like versatile strategy and I think like the Gwenpool no try this one card. It's interesting. I don't know if it's as powerful as other leaderships because you're not getting as much use out of it. I think it all depends on whether or not the card you grab is really going to be game changing in that one, like whether or not it makes the difference at some point in the game, and which it can. It definitely can. The other part of the ability, the get 1 power refunded when you pay power to play a team tactics card, it's nice, but there's a lot of team tactics cards that are free, or you might blow through a bunch in one round. So I don't think it's going to be very often that you actually get the full 6 power back from this one. Again, it's nice. The leadership is it's a tricky one. I think it's really going to take somebody to really plan it out and figure out how they want to make use of it. We have a active ability Quick Step for 2 power. If this character is not holding an objective token, it advances medium, can only be used once per turn. So once again, we're seeing that mobility. If he has 2 power, and this is one of 2 things on his card that spends power, he can get in there and he can make a couple extra attacks, but he's very fast even without that long move. Then we have Master Duelist. If this character makes a sword strike attack against a character, it's already made an attack against this turn, add 2 dice to the attack roll. This one's kind of nice if you do a coup de grace into a sword strike type thing. Granted, you have to be taking the same character, so there is some limiting factors there, but it means that Zemo is pretty solid about going into a single character and maybe taking them out. And then we have Strategic Genius, which is, we've all seen this, it is a reroll within range 2 for 1 attack or defense die. It is a staple of Zemo, great just in general. And then his card itself stays the same on the injured side. He does also bring a card with him, which I think is actually a really interesting card. It's I Am a Baron After All. It's an unaffiliated active card. Helmut Zemo plays this card during his activation. He gains one of the following effects. During the next attack made by this character, this activation, modify dice equal to the number or the round number it is, or gain power equal to the round number, or remove damage equal to the round number. This is a great mid to late game card to play in it. It's a great way of getting some health back on Zemo to make him stand in the game a little bit longer, or if you just need that extra power to get that coup de grace in, for instance. I think it's a great utility card. I don't think it's an amazing card, but I think it's a great utility card. I have a lot of fun when I've used it so far. So that is Zemo there. Let's get him back into focus here. I think he's great in affiliations. I don't think you're really going to want to splash him over original Zemo simply because original Zemo is 3 power, and the reason you're probably splashing him is for Strategic Genius more often than not. Having said that, the 4-threat Zemo does bring some interesting kits with the adhesive pistol. I think he can really kind of do some fun things with the control game with that adhesive pistol. But I don't think he's quite as effective. I think I kind of miss like the steel rush on him and the charge. But he's a perfectly serviceable character. I mean, he has a pseudo charge with his movement. Just if he's holding an objective, he can't make use of it. So if you have like the hammers on him or something like that, he's not going to get that in, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that is new Zemo. I think he brings some interesting stuff to the table there, and I'm looking forward to seeing more on him as we get going. So definitely sound off in the comments below. Let us know what you think and all that sort of great stuff, and we'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.